Welcome back. In this lecture, I am going to show you how to create a Linux virtual machine which we called EC2 Instance inside an AWS account. In the previous lecture, I have shown you how to create AWS account, and now we are going to talk about how to create a virtual machine which is called instance in AWS terminology in the AWS account. Before that, let's talk about what are the free tiers available in the AWS to create an EC2 instance. In AWS, they are providing free tier for 12 months. So what we are going to get in these 12 months, we can check inside the aws.amazon.com/free. So here, if we see for our EC2 instance, we are going to get 750 hours per month. We can use multiple EC2 instances in the AWS, but overall time should not exceed more than 750 hours. So whenever if we are not working with our EC2 instance, which is called virtual machine, then we can shut it down, then the clock will stop. So apart from EC2 instance, we have many other free tier eligibility, but we don't use any of these services from the AWS. So we are only focusing on this EC2 because to practice the Linux, we need only a Linux machine. So let's go back and connect to the AWS and let's create a virtual machine. Now I connected to the AWS and here before creating any EC2 instance, let's change the region. In AWS, we can see multiple regions over here. We can select any of the region, but I prefer to select as a Mumbai region. So this is a Mumbai region selected. Now let's go and create the EC2 instance. So here we can see an option called launch instance. Just click on this option and we'll get, once we clicked on the launch on instance, we can see this is an information. So here we can give a name to the Linux machine which we are going to create. So I'm just going to give as a name as Ubuntu, and then what kind of image we are going to select, we need to select here. So AWS is providing you multiple Unix flavors like Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Red Hat, SUSE Linux. So among this we can select any of the operating system. I'm going to select Ubuntu operating system here. So this is a Ubuntu image I selected. So if you want to go with Red Hat, you can go with the Red Hat operating system, or AWS Linux also, we can select that option. So this is AWS their own flavor of the Linux operating system. So now the next option, once we select the Ubuntu, what is the image version we need to select? So better go with the Ubuntu image with 20 version, 20.04 version, and this both are free tier eligible. If you see here, free tier eligible is enabled, and by default this is the 64-bit architecture. And instance type to run in the background, we need a CPU RAM. So what kind of machine we are going to select? So in the free tier, we are going to get T2.micro, and we get T2.micro as a free tier eligible. If you are selecting any other EC2 instances, then it is chargeable. It will not come under free tier eligibility. So we need to choose T2.micro. This is a free tier eligible, which we get 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM. Select this, and after that, to log into this instance which is called virtual machine, we don't have a credentials, so we need to create a key pair to log into this virtual machine. So we need to create a new key pair. So click on here, create a new pair for the first time, and give any name. You can give any name. So I am just giving Ubuntu key. This is the name I am providing, and select the default option RSA, and this will be converted as an .pem format. So create a key pair format, and once it is done, you need to save it in your local. So the key pair is going to be generated now, and this is I'm going to select Ubuntu key pair, save, and after that, this is a network settings, default settings, don't change anything here, and security group, select default option, and allow SSH traffic also default option. We can connect to this machine from anywhere, so don't change anything. And this is the storage. To load that image, we need a storage internal disk. So by default, it is allocating 8 GB of disk. So go with the default storage space, and then just click on launch. So once we click on launch, it is going to create a new virtual machine within seconds. So not more than 1 minute it is going to take. Just go and see in the view all instances. See, the Ubuntu machine has been created and it is in the initializing state. So if you click on this machine, it is going to provide the information, the public IP address, private IP address to connect this machine. So this is how we create the virtual machines inside the EC2 service. So now in the next video, we'll see how to connect this virtual machine with the help of the key pair which we created. Thanks for now.